Well, hi, friends. Doc South here. Ah, boy, yeah, another day in paradise. Heading into work soon, but I thought I'd knock out another blurb. You know what? In about 2 months, give or take, maybe a month and a half, going to go out to L.A. To see my new granddaughter, Dora. Yep. She's well, my wife, my son Burgess, and his wife Claudia had. Well, Dora was born about 3 months ago now, 2 or 3 months ago, give or take, and she's to the point where she's starting to crawl. Yeah, a little anyway. And gee, I want to see her before next thing you know, she's a teenager. And speaking of teenagers, going to go out with my granddaughter Sadie. We'll be. I wanted to go by train. I really did, but it is a little bit on the costly side. And Sadie, I think, wanted to. Well, being a teenager, a young person, they want to get there right away. I don't know what's wrong with moseying. Yeah, myself, but I guess she wants to get there, see what's cooking in L.A., and I guess there's going to be lots to see. And well, I guess what the heck. And it is a little cheaper to take the plane than to take a train. Trains are probably my preferred way to travel, but and they certainly got a perfectly good one. Will have you there in from Newark, New Jersey to L.A. in I think about 2.5 days. Yeah, which and of course this is how I'll be the whole time, my nose up against the window looking. In fact, when we get off the train in L.A., this would be what I'd be doing, like that. Yeah, it'd probably take me a day or so to get over it. But so I guess we're going to fly. All right. Frankly, yeah, jetliners are okay. I'd sooner fly in a Piper Cub, or better yet, a sailplane. Now that would be a trip. That would be a trip. Oh yeah, probably be a little tough in the mountains. Imagine we'd crash a few times, but oh well. Yeah, we don't hit a cliff and fall down the cliff. I think they can land gliders on a dime, darn near. But I wonder if anyone's tried that cross country and a glider. I'm going to have to look that up. I'll bet it's happened. I know the longest glider trip that I've heard of where the guy didn't land. And I'm sure he had to bring up. I don't know what he did about going to the bathroom, but he probably had to bring an extra thermos, let's just say. I think a guy did go from somewhere like around Blairstown, New Jersey, down to I like the Smoky Mountains, turned around and came back in one day. I think that's without landing. He managed to, which is actually pretty darn good. Okay, I mean they're wonderful planes as long as they got thermals, they can keep going. But when the thermals dry up, then it's okay. I remember running into a pilot. I think when I was on my rescue training, we were learning what to do if a fighter plane landed in our the zone we protected, and basically the rule of thumb was don't go touching nothing. If the plane crashed and the pilot signal, if pretty much count either the pilot ejected or he's gone. He passed away in the wreck. And there's just too many things you could hit, like the ejection seat, or maybe there's some ammo or bombs on board. You might activate them. Probably a good idea. Just clear the area. Let the let the government take care of it. It's pretty much what they told us. But I remember one pilot, we asked him, we said, how fast do your planes go? And he said, man, I can't tell you exactly. He was a fighter pilot. He says, and we were in North Carolina, down around, we were a little bit, we were about 80 miles east of Raleigh. He said, if there was trouble, if I was in the air and there was trouble in St. Louis, I could be there I think he said in an hour, maybe hour and a half tops. And he said I'd have to have refueled once, but he says, yeah, I could be there pretty much that quick. And I remember we were very amazed. And he said, and I'd be mad. Yeah. He said I'd be ready, I'd be loaded for bear. But it's funny how all these different things you can do to cross the country. And it's been on my head, on my mind now, in my head, on my mind for a while. There's so many things you can do. I mean, has anyone ever roller skated across our great land? I'm sure someone had to have done that. That would take a while. Pigeons. Okay, racing pigeons. Not necessarily the pigeons you see in the parks, but pigeons. Good, solid, thoroughbred racing pigeons. We could let them go in Indiana at sunup, and they would be back in our coop. They would be back in our coop. Oh, there'd be some stragglers come in a week later, but there were others. Oh, the really good pigeons could be back in our coop by sundown that same day. So you figure 600 miles, and those little stinkers were loaded. Yeah, just pigeons are pretty fast. I think they can average 60 or so, and if you give them a tailwind, well, even better. So yeah, the little stinkers are. Oh yeah, they're pretty whooped. They're through for the next day or two, cancel their appointments, but yeah, they could do it. So they could pretty much get across the country in about 5 days, right? Because they can't fly at night. They do it in probably 2.5 days. If they, they could keep up with a train. There you go. Be the best way to put it. Pretty neat. A satellite, what? A satellite crosses over the country, what, in about 10 minutes? I think it'd have to be something like that, the rate they're going. There's just so many. Now, an ant, how long would it take? They'd never make it in a lifetime. Yeah. I mean, they could try, but doggone. I don't know. I think there'd be lots of cool ways to go across the nation. Of course, just hiking a railroad. If they'd let you do that, if you could just walk along the right of way, I think that could be a wild way to go. Because frankly, sometimes, if you want my opinion, trains are going too fast. You're looking at something cool, and next you know, it's gone. Oh, darn. Hey, tell the guy to stop, back up. No, they're not going to do that. But if you're walking, hoboing the rails, I think that'd be all right. See, I guess back in the day, I imagine there was many a hobo, probably just for bragging rights, would say how he went from, Princeton, New Jersey to Oakland, California in what, 3 or 4 days? By hopping freights. Could be. What else? Gosh, I would think it'd be fun to cross the country, but you can't take any roads. Yeah, the only thing you could do is cross a road, but you couldn't walk down it. Right. Oh, yeah. In other words, you got to walk through the woods the whole way, or figure out maybe when you're at a river, you could swim across or get a boat, something like that. Have a rubber raft in your pack, and but for the most part, you gotta walk, but not on a road. That would be a very interesting hike. Yeah, you could go, with permission, go through backyards, people's farmland, and all that kind of thing. I imagine you'd be quite the celebrity after a while. Yeah. You could. Oh gosh, there's so many things. Roller skating again. I think I said that earlier, but yeah, you could. That would be kind of cool. God, there's so many. Let me think here. I got a few here written down. I did mention the rail hike. Oh, it'd be fun is to have a truck race. Yeah, where you let all these trucks go on the internet, not the internet, the interstate. Yeah, you'd have to shut it down, and you'd have to have the pulse of racing vehicles, from start to finish, only be about 10 miles long or something. If you fall 10 miles behind, well, maybe you're out, or 50 miles behind. Okay, yeah, for pit stops. and stuff. And on to talk to the waitresses in the oh, that would be even better. Yeah, what they have to do is they gotta race across the country, but at every truck stop they got to get one of the waitresses at the truck stop to give them a kiss, and then they go on. Yeah, or her phone number, one or the other, and and then they take off. Uh, and no, they don't have to drop off the load. They gotta just drive. Yeah, just drive. Maybe throw in a few Greyhound buses along the way just to mess with them. Uh huh. Uh huh. Or the bus could have a race. Yeah. And I think you could. That would be. Whew, I imagine it'd be about 5 days to get across, 4 or 5 days. If they had a driving a swamper, I think they call them, they'd get across okay, even faster, I suppose. That would be and people could watch from the sides of the road and the overpasses and all. I think, man, that'd be a wildly publicized race. You could do that with bikes, people on roller skates. You could, yeah, that'd be, I think, something worth seeing. I'm just saying though, all these different ways. Such a great country. And who was it used to do that? See the USA, Dinah Shore. Yeah, you could have a Chevrolet race. Yeah, all Chevys from the era of when Dinah Shore's show was on TV. Yeah, so it'd be the older Chevys buzzing across. Some of them would make it pretty quick. Oh, what else? You could drive, but you couldn't go on the interstates. Okay, you could drive, but you had to stop at every hamburger joint you passed. Every hamburger joint or every hot dog joint along the way. You had to stop and have at least one hot dog and then get back and keep going till you see the next one. Right. That could be good. I would say, yeah, that would be a non-interstate race. You'd have to be like on Route 66. I don't know, Route 422 through Pennsylvania, Route 24 in Jersey. That kind of thing. I think that could be a keeper. Anyway, I'm just saying. All that's going. Yeah, as I'm daydreaming and dreaming about my trip to L.A. This stuff comes to mind. Yes. Yeah. Well. So anyway, I guess we're going to do it in about 3 or 4 hours, 5, 6 hours, something like that on a jet. Yeah, maybe there'll be clouds to look at. That'll be kind of cool. So anyway, I'll see you later, friends. Thank you. And ooh, man, no, that couldn't be done. It wouldn't be safe. A jet ride, it'd almost have to be done with fighter jets, where you fly across the country. The idea is to get there quick, but you can't go above 1,000-foot altitude, above the ground. Naturally, you wouldn't make it through the mountains, but yeah. So you'd have to kind of hug. Yeah, you'd have to stay within, say, 750 to 1,250 feet above the surface that's under you. That would be a white knuckle ride, I think. Yeah, actually, that might almost be too dangerous, but it would be an interesting race to watch. Holy moly! Or you drive in reverse. Yeah, you gotta back up. Or bald tires, and they about 5 times a day they right in front of the drivers they put up soapy water. Yeah, they douse the road with soapy water, and you got bald tires. That'd probably be cruel. Okay. Oh, there's so many things you could do. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Or you gotta eat yeah, forget that one with the soapy tires. I don't want to see someone going off a cliff. But you could have oh gosh, there's just so much. The possibilities are endless. Okay, mail trucks. Yeah, they got to drive. They got to drive and put a letter in every mailbox they see all the way across. Yeah, of course, not on the interstate. They'd have to drive sort of residential and rural. That could be that could be interesting. Anyway, there you go. Thought I'd say Doc South. Just scratching and thinking. I'll see you later. Bye now.